Again, I can't tell you what an honor it is to be here with you today and share in the celebration of the life and the memory of Gunnery Sergeant Manila John Basilone. Let's tell you that within Marine circle, this historical parade and a tribute is one of the most coveted events any Marine can hope to be invited to. When I served at Headquarters Marine Corps, the routing sheets would come around. The Commandant has been invited to such and such an event. He can't personally make it, but he wants one of his fellow general officers to be here. When that invitation came from this parade committee to come here, it never lasted. It never worked its way down to the lowly 1 star. It was gobbled up by either the Commandant, the Assistant Commandant, 3 stars or 2 stars. I'm telling you, this event is legendary in the Marine Corps, and I thank you so much for doing what you do to make this happen. And I'd like to thank you, especially the citizens of Brereton and Somerset County, for preserving this historical parade, but more importantly, preserving the memory of Sergeant John Basilone. Sergeant John Basilone, who would be turning 100 years old this November, personifies what it means to be a Marine. Mr. Moretti, earlier, Mr. John Sturgis, are both approaching the age of 100 years. John Basilone, were he alive today, will be turning 100 in this November. So it's not really that long ago. But he personified what it meant to be a hero. He wasn't a star athlete, although he was an undefeated boxer in the U.S. Army before he joined the Marine Corps. He wasn't a film star. He wasn't a recording star. John Basilone was the truest form of what a hero was in his small hometown, his Marine Corps, and ultimately this nation. I believe Sergeant Basilone was what Tom Brokaw had in mind when he wrote his bestseller, The Greatest Generation. In the early stages of World War II, still reeling from the devastating attacks by the Japanese Imperial Navy on Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December 1941, the nation was in need of a military victory, but more importantly, a sign that the American fighting man was up to the task and every bit as good as the vaunted warriors of the Japanese warrior class. John Basilone was that sign, and he, perhaps more than any one man, through his personal courage, bravery, and example, assured our nation and the world that U.S. Marines and the American fighting man and woman looked up to no one when it came to valor, esprit de corps, or military acumen on the battlefield. John Basilone's heroic actions on 24 and 25 October 1942 on Guadalcanal and later on the 19th of February 1945 on Iwo set a standard of professional excellence that animates our Marine Corps to this very day. No Marine, with the exception of John Basilone from World War II, earned both the Congressional Medal of Honor, Navy Cross, as well as a Purple Heart for his actions in combat. Today, somewhere at Paris Island or San Diego, a platoon of new Marine recruits is learning about the life and heroics of Sergeant John Basilone. His persona of calmness, courage, decisiveness, aggressive spirit, his warrior ethos, and his humility are the same traits we value today as we did 73 years ago. John Basilone was the very best America had to offer then, and his legacy inspired a whole nation and challenges us all today to live up to the high standards of conduct and courage he selflessly lived by. As many of you know, John Basilone was under no pressure to return to the operating forces, but his love for his fellow Marines and a firm belief that he could do more to end the war by fighting on the front lines ultimately led to his death at age 28. To this day, no one person has had a bigger impact on the Marine Corps and done more to shape the image and soul of our Corps than John Basilone. Today, this is a particularly special day for me as I reflect back on my own father's service in World War II. Like John Basilone, my father enlisted as a Marine before World War II in 1940. He had served with the Civilian Conservation Corps before he did that. And John Basilone, while he was born in Buffalo, my father was born in Jamestown, New York, only a short distance away from Buffalo. And having an opportunity over the last couple of weeks to watch all the videos, the pictures of John Basilone in uniforms of the day, brings back images of my own father and leaves me wondering that as small as the Marine Corps was before World War II, did my father ever get a chance to meet John Basilone as they served at the same time? I'll never know the answer to that question, but the images bring back a flood of pride and wonderful memories of what the old Corps looked like. Our Corps of today, on the other hand, has changed quite a bit in its look and its equipment since the days of John Basilone in 1945. Today our Corps is 186,000 strong. Of that 186,000 strong, 35,000 of our Marines and their sailors who serve beside them are forward deployed in nations all around the globe, from Kuwait to Afghanistan, to Iraq, to Turkey, to Jordan, from South Korea to Australia, to the Philippine Islands, from Senegal to Cameroon, to Tunisia, to Romania, and Bulgaria, to name just a few. Marines are forward deployed as a force in readiness to be most prepared when the nation is least prepared. And unlike the Browning air-cooled 30 caliber machine guns that John Basilone made famous on Guadalcanal, today's Marines are pushing the frontier with MV-22 tilt-rotor aircraft that fly twice as fast as helicopters and 4 times as far. We now have 2 operational squadrons of the F-35B Lightning Joint Strike Fighter, and we're about to make a selection on the next generation of amphibious combat vehicle. So while the uniforms have changed and the arms and equipment are modern to face the new threats we face as a nation, the one thing that has not changed is the honor, the courage, and the commitment that remain the hallmark of the United States Marine. Quality, not quantity, is still our bumper sticker. And as General Robert Bauer, our 27th Commandant of the Marine Corps, stated many years ago, it's not how many you have that counts, it's who you have that decides every battle's outcome. And we remember today that although hopelessly outnumbered by a fanatical enemy that today defies comprehension, on those fateful days in October of 1942, John Basilone rose to the challenge. He conquered his fears and performed an act of heroism that this community, our nation, and our Corps will honor forever. Our obligation here today is to ensure our next generation of young Americans learns and gets to know John Basilone and how he introduced America to Raritan, New Jersey. Sergeant John Basilone's life is an inspiration to us all, and his memory challenges us each to be a little bit better in all that we do or aspire to become. And let me close by once again thanking each of you for your dedication and service to keep this wonderful event alive like it was the first time on the 19th of September in 1943. Tomorrow will be 73 years ago that John Basilone participated in the events and the parades that we did today. It made him an American hero to us all, and I thank you, each and every one of you, for being here to be part of that and keep that spirit alive. If we could bottle that up, that unabashed, unapologetic patriotism that we feel today, if we could bottle that up and sell it, we would have won the lottery. So tonight, before you turn in, remember to say a prayer for all of our soldiers, our sailors, our airmen, and our Marines who travel in harm's way, as well as our first responders, our men and women in blue, our firefighting folks that are here to keep us safe. They are here to protect our freedoms, our liberties that we cherish, and we pray for their safe and speedy return home to their grateful nation and families. Thank you once again, each and every one of you, and Semper Fidelis.